Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you some projects that I made with the last 4 months of the Bargain Bead Box. So that is January, February, March, and April of 2021. The first box that we got in January was mostly pinks and rose gold. So we had rose gold findings and components, and we had a lot of pink beads, rose quartz, and there was rhodonite in that one also. So first things first, I'm going to show you what I made out of that box. First, I made a couple of stretch bracelets. I used the Opalon stretch material for these this time. It was the first time using it, and I gotta say I really like it. Here is the set of stretch bracelets that I made. I used the 6mm rose quartz beads and some 4mm crystal AB fire polish that I had at home, and the rondelle spacer beads for this one here. This one I used all of that plus some of those 3mm rhodonite beads and the rose quartz carved flower. So that's those there. Also, immediately I made this bracelet, which is just the medallion links that we got in January and the jump rings that we got that month. I used my own clasp that I had at home. I didn't think that a hook clasp would work very well for a bracelet, so that's what I used. And to go along with that, I made a necklace, and I used the chain that we got in that box also, which of course was the rose gold. Here is the necklace. I used 3 of those medallions down here with the jump rings and the rose gold chain. And this is a copper lobster claw, but don't have a whole lot of rose gold findings, and that is unfortunate. Also from that box, here's another necklace that I made, again with the rose gold chain. These are the rhodonite beads and some of those 6mm rose quartz on the end. I used the 7-strand bead-along beading wire, or bead stringing wire it's called. That worked really nicely, and I used a couple of crimps in here, so I just looped it through the link in the chain and crimped it on either end. I think that worked pretty nice. Let's see, I also made, this was the last bit of that rose gold chain that I used, that I had from that box, and I did the same thing that I did with that necklace with the wire and the crimps, and it's a very nice minimalist type bracelet. Very pretty, very dainty. That's probably my favorite one that I've made. And also out of that box I made a goddess bracelet with the 6mm rose quartz beads, and I did use all of the rose quartz, the 6mm rose quartz that was in that box. And these are the jump rings that we got in there. This, I also used the beading wire for this, and I have wire guards and a couple of crimps here, and again the copper clasp. Oh, and last but not least, out of that box, there's these earrings here, and these are the chandelier links I have the rhodonite beads. I used the head pins that we also got in that box, the ball head pins. They were so tiny that I wasn't really sure what I would be able to use them for, but it worked for this. So we have the rhodonite beads and also the 4mm fire polish that I used before. And they're all just wire wrapped onto the links with those head pins and ear wires that I had at home. The next box that we had was February, and February, I think the theme for that was spring rain, and the findings were antique copper, and most of the beads were like an aqua color. So I have this bracelet, another stretch bracelet with the opal on. These are the 3.5mm crystal rondelle beads in the frosted aqua, and I have the fluted spacer beads, again that 4mm crystal AB fire polish that I had at home, and those tiny little bead caps that were in that box. Haven't come up with anything to go along with that just yet. Earrings that I made are here. I used those copper shield findings, or links maybe they were called. Some copper head pins that I had at home, the bead caps, and these teardrop beads are actually from the March box, in which we got these are green aventurine, but that box was pretty much a Celtic theme, so silver and green. So I did some mixing and matching. I also made a necklace combining those two boxes. So the copper and the green aventurine. Here's the copper chain that we had. Those copper teardrops that were in there, I used some oval jump rings to connect those in there. And again, we have the teardrop pendant, the bead caps, another head pin, and one of those fluted spacer beads. And let's see, another box that was combined, well, another project that I had combined is this necklace here. If you remember the last box that we got in April, we had a bunch of purples and the freshwater pearls were in there. So I used pretty much the entire strand of freshwater pearls this month, which is fine because I have plenty more at home anyways. These pink jade crystal rondelle beads were from January, and the silver spacer beads and bead caps down here were from March. And let's see, trying to find the name of the purple beads here. They're just quartz. They're dyed quartz. They're the lilac dyed quartz that were in the April box. So there's that, and I used the silver clasp that was included in the March box also. All right, Now for the April box, we had some amethyst in there. Amethyst along with the quartz that we got and the pearls, the freshwater pearls and stuff. So here is a necklace that I made. And the findings that we had in this one were antique bronze. So here's the chain. Lobster claw on that too, of course. And this is one of the chandelier focals that was in that box. And I used those tiny little crystal rondelles that were in there. If you remember, they looked like gemstones because they were all different colors, like purples and whites and different shades of purple in there. So what I did was I used the beading wire for this again and crimped it to the back, you know, looped it through and crimped it, and then just wove through the holes for the chandelier link and put those on there. Next necklace that I made from the April box is this one here, again with that antique bronze chain. I used these swirled links here and more of the wire again with some wire guards here and crimps. There's the freshwater pearls and the amethyst, the bead caps that we got this month, and spacer beads. And I made a pair of earrings that go with that necklace also. Let me just grab that for you. There we go. If you see, I used the swirled links in these ones too. Again with the beading wire to string the pearls and the amethyst through those loops there. And I also used a couple of those ball head pins to put these butterflies and the links in between. And I also used the post ear findings. Alright, I have one more pair of earrings to show you that came from that box. If you remember those medallion pendants that I showed you when we opened the box earlier this month. And I said I wanted to make earrings with them. So there we go. So those are the medallions. And I used a couple amethyst beads and the bead caps with some eye pins here. And I also used those post ear findings here. And I mean, they are a little heavy as far as earrings go, but they're not too bad. So, all right, so that is what I made from the last 4 months of the Bargain Bead Box so far. I'm sure that I'll make more as we go along. There were some other colors of the quartz beads, like the aquas and such, that I wanted to do some more goddess bracelets with, because these are super fun. And I love how they look. I really do. Okay, so you can go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what you liked or what you made, any of your ideas. Don't forget to subscribe and share my page, share my YouTube channel with your friends. And the next time that I see you on a video is going to be a Mother's Day bracelet. And I'm still working on it, but I will have that up very soon before Mother's Day. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.